Was that part of the Water District's regular practice of keeping records?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson, there may be a binder in front of you. Do you see a white binder there?
A white one?
Yeah, a large white binder?
Yes.
May I approach you on it? Sure. Make sure. Actually, I'm going to refer you to this binder here, this large one. Ms. Johnson, will you please turn to the tab that's marked with the letter S? And let me know when you've got that.
No, I'm there.
Okay. Do you recognize what you have identified there that's been previously marked as Exhibit S in this case?
Yes.
What is that?
It's an invoice from Mr. Benish's office.
Okay. And is that, there's a received August 4, 2005 Virgin Valley Water District stamp in the center. Is that the Water District stamp?
Yes, it is.
Okay. There's also a squiggly line just above that stamp. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
That is Mike Winter's initials approving payment.
Okay. Is that how that was normally done?
Yes.
Has the district maintained copies of these records, including Exhibit S, since the time that you received the bill back in 2005?
Yes, accounts receivables are usually saved for 7 years.
Okay. Were these records, these billing statements, were they in the district's records?
Yes.
And you found them?
Yes, correct.
George Benish doesn't represent the Virgin Valley Water District anymore, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall, you said about 2009 that his representation of the Water District ended, is that right?
Yes.
And does a new law firm now represent the Water District?
Yes, Bingham and Snow.
Okay. Did that also happen around the time that George Benish, his representation of the district ended?
Yes.
You mentioned the firm Bingham and Snow. That's my firm, correct?
Correct.
Has my firm also sent billings to the Water District since we started representing the district?
Yes.
Are those handled the same way? Are they stamped and then initialed or whatever?
Yes.
And has the district kept those records on file?
Yes.
Has that been continuously since that representation started?
Yes.
I want to refer you to another exhibit that's in the binder in front of you. It's Exhibit NN. Do you have that exhibit in front of you? Do you recognize that?
Yes, it's an invoice from your office, from Bingham and Snow.
Okay. And is that the Water District stamp received July 11th on the document?
Correct.
And do you recognize the handwritten wording that's there?
Yes.
What is that?
The $14,000 is my writing. That's the amount of the invoice. And then Ken Rock's okay to pay the invoice.
And who's Ken Rock?
He was our former general manager.
So he was the general manager during that period of time?
Yes.
Do you understand this document to be a billing statement from my office for work that was done during the month of June
Yes.
of 2011?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to refer you to just a couple of entries on that billing statement. And let me ask you this first. You have that document sitting in front of you now. Where was that document?
It's in our, we call the blue shed. It's in a shed out back that's for inventory and archived administrative items.
Do you keep the administrative records in that,
Yes.
Area?
Yes.
Have these records been kept in that location since they were received back in July of 2011?
Well, for the fiscal year, and then once the fiscal year is over, they're moved out back, and the new files are started out front.
Okay, so you keep files in the front office until maybe the end of 2011 or midway through 2012, and then those records in the office are moved to the archived files in the back?
Correct.
Okay. Were these billing statements, is that where you located these?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to refer you to a specific entry. You'll notice that much of that has been redacted or blacked out. If you'll please look at an entry on June 9th, and it's going to be on page 4, and it's a portion of the bill that has not been redacted. Do you see where I'm looking?
Yes.
Can you read that, please?
Continue working to coordinate meeting with Linetti and his attorney to explore settlement.
Okay. If you would please turn to page 6 of that same exhibit. I'm going to ask you about an entry on June 17th, 2011.
Received call back from Linetti's attorney and discuss a potential settlement, coordination of a settlement meeting, benefits of settling the civil claim to free up potential immunity on criminal claims, etc.
Okay.
Your Honor, before council delves further into the narrative aspects of this document, I'd like to be heard, perhaps outside the presence of the witness.
Okay. All right, well, Ms. Johnson, when I get that kind of request, I accommodate it almost all the time, so I'm gonna ask you if you would please just go right outside the courtroom, and then we'll retrieve you as soon as we're ready to have you come back in.